Kawinsep is one of the best-known reggae musicians in Ethiopia. Today, he is performing at the Vibration Bar in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa. Ras Kawinsep is originally from the island of Trinidad in the Caribbean.
It's 14 years almost now since I first landed in Ethiopia. As I grew up through, I can say, vision, intuition, perhaps revelation, His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie came into my mind, showing that this was the time where the highest aspiration I could have was really to be one of those that could set the example of gathering on the Mount Zion. So Ethiopia being revealed as that post, the seat of the throne of David, this is what drove me, particularly as a musician.
Devout Rastafarians like Ras Kawinsep believe that Ethiopia's Emperor Haile Selassie I, who was killed in 1975, is an incarnation of God. Emperor Selassie offered Rastafarians a promised land in his country after visiting Jamaica in 1966. Ras Tajis King is originally from the UK and settled in Ethiopia 22 years ago. He is also the resident deputy country representative of the Ethiopian World Federation, or EWF.
Because of the help our mothers and fathers gave Ethiopia, when His Majesty returned from exile, the first thing he did was to grant 500 acres of fertile land as a gift and as a way of saying thank you to the black people of distress, the Italian invasion. That land is known as Shashamani. It's 250 kilometers south of the capital, Addis Ababa. It was granted in 1948, and since that time, black peoples of the world have been coming home to that land.
Ethiopia's Rastas seldom come out in full force. Instead, Ras Kawinsep and other Rastafarians do their best to blend into various sectors of Ethiopian society.
I managed to get myself into the scene here, whether it was club music or concerts and so on. The reggae scene was really, hadn't really started. This is 14 years ago I'm talking about. But little by little, with, faith, determination and courage, I've seen it really take off, and I can see that it's going to be very central even to Ethiopia's musical development.
Ras Kawinsep's bid to get reggae into Ethiopia's mainstream got a major boost in 2005 when over 300,000 fans gathered in Addis Ababa for a concert to celebrate what would have been the 60th birthday of the late Bob Marley, the world's most famous Rastafarian. Ras Kawinsep has now teamed up with popular Ethiopian musician Teddy Mack to produce a reggae version of a local classic called Ethiopia.
Me and Ras Kawinsep met at Sheraton about 2-3 years ago. And he was really, the first time I met him was really a surprise, because I've never seen anybody walking barefoot, so I had to really, we had to really sit down and talk about it. And what he told me really touched my heart, because he said that it's, he can't walk on a holy land with his shoes, and I think he might be the first one to do this.
Reggae music is not the only form of artistic expression that migrant Rastafarians are keen to share with their Ethiopian hosts. Zella Gale moved to Ethiopia just a year ago and works as a dance instructor in Addis Ababa.
I moved here 9 months ago to pursue my dancing. was really my dancing that got me here. I came for the Ethiopian Millennium 2007 and performed to represent, I'm coming from England, and as an artist, dance artist there, I was invited to perform on the showcase. And from being here, I just loved the environment, and I knew that somewhere along the line I was looking to move here to Africa.
Soon after arriving here, Zella joined the EWF, which has helped Rastafarians settle in Ethiopia for over 60 years. The Addis Ababa branch of EWF meets in the capital every weekend, and new members of Ethiopia's Rastafarian community are warmly welcomed.
This was formed 25th of August 1937 during the Italian invasion of Ethiopia. Through this organization, our mothers and fathers raised monies to buy ammunition, to buy guns, to buy medicine, bandages, etc. for the resistance fighters of the Imperial Ethiopian Army.
But despite the deep historical ties, not all members of the local community are enthusiastic about the presence of the Rastafarians.
Personally, I don't have anything against the Rastafarians, but something I've observed which is harmful to the youth is the introduction of marijuana here. Most of the young people are unemployed and they spend their time smoking. The Rastas could have done some development projects, so in some ways they've been a bad influence.
According to Rastajis, some bad feeling is caused by the expansion of Shashamane town outside the land originally granted to the Rastafarians in 1948. And with the lack of embassies for Caribbean countries in Ethiopia, some Rastafarians do not have legal immigration status and complain that they have no rights. But despite these issues, Ras Kawinsep and his fellow Rastafarians say they are here to stay. Whether it is through cultural heritage or artistic expression, the Rastafarians in Ethiopia are full of hope for their adopted land and what it can give to the world.